Hi everyone. So I have some recent favorites to share with you. I don't know that this doesn't really correspond with a month, I don't think, and I think we're like right in the middle of a month, but whatever. I have a little time, so I thought I'd just share with you. If you follow me on Instagram, and especially if you look at my Instagram stories, a lot of these things will have been either mentioned there or seen on there. I do try to take a picture just about every day of the makeup that I put on my face, not necessarily my face, but like the products I used, and that's in my little Instagram stories. And if I might do like a full proper face of the day post if I can get some time to take a decent picture, or sometimes I'll just put one on the Instagram stories thing. I just am not really using Snapchat anymore just because I feel like I was having a hard time trying to figure out what I was going to put in Snapchat versus Instagram. And you know, I have obviously a lot more followers on Instagram, so not that I have a ton of followers to begin with, but there are more in Instagram, and they were viewing that more regularly than Snapchat, so I just don't really have the presence of mind to maintain both of them. So, and if you're watching one, I don't want it to be super repetitive to see the same stuff on Snapchat. So anyway, that was totally unnecessary. One thing I'm just going to put on my face really quickly, it's two things in here that were my favorites, and I don't have any blush on, so I wanted to talk about a blush and a brush that I've been enjoying, and it's the Too Faced, it's the Love Flush blush in Baby Love. I had bought this because of TT Sandra. She inspires a lot of my purchases. And so I'll try to get a little swatch here for you on my hand so you can see the color a little bit better. It's kind of, I think, like a neutral pink. It's warm, but it's not, no, it's a warm pink. But it has a little kind of a beigey brown aspect to it, so it's kind of a natural tone. And the brush I've been liking for multiple blushes is the Morphe M500. I had this for a while, and I kind of decided I wasn't really sure what to do with it. So since I'm fair, it's easy for me to go overboard on blush. And I found this brush was really helping me not apply too much, and I could build things up nicely. It was just adding like a really diffuse color. So these two have been definite favorites. I feel like this color on me is just a very natural kind of flush color. Very pretty. I'm not sure I can really call this a favorite, but it was kind of like I used it once and I remembered how pretty it is, and it's the Sinful Colors nail polish in Sage Rose. I have this on my toes right now, and it is such a pretty color. It doesn't have any of that like silver aspect when you actually wear it. It's just this color, but I find this color on my skin tone is super pretty. I think I got this in maybe an Influenster box or a Target Beauty box, but I think Influencer. So, you know, it comes free, provided for review. Anybody can sign up for Influenster and maybe get free stuff. I haven't been picked for a box in quite a long time. They've had a couple like mom boxes that I may have been eligible for, but when I answered their little survey, they're like, nope, sorry, you don't qualify. It's okay, I'm not super interested in the mom stuff. I did get a free like really expensive like forehead thermometer thing once, which was nice, but it's not super accurate, so whatever. It's not very trustworthy, but it's a lot less invasive and whatever. I don't know. Anyway, this is not going to be a short video, is it? Another thing I've been liking a lot, but I'm almost out, is the Drybar Detox Dry Shampoo. I had bought the travel size of this in a set from Sephora, and I liked it so much. It worked so much better than any other dry shampoo I have used, that I bought the full size. But this only lasted like 2.5 months, and I'll be done, which is a bummer because it's expensive. It's like $23, $28. It's a lot. I got it for 20% off at Ulta. It's nice that Ulta carries it because if you are platinum, you get like 4 times a year you get the 20% off. I think it's 4 times. It's pretty much quarterly, so that kind of, you know, lets me buy this more regularly if I want to, but I would really like to find something that works as well as this but isn't so expensive. I've been using the Batiste the blush scented one. But the problem I have with that is I feel like it helps with the oil, but this adds a lot more volume, like in my lengths, which I appreciate. Why won't this baby fall asleep? I don't understand. Like rolling all over. He's been in his crib for like 20 minutes. He was really tired. I don't know why he can't fall asleep. So yeah, this does, I did a video about this if you want to know more thoughts and a demo of how it works on me, but it just works so well, but it's so expensive. Woo. It doesn't leave my hair feeling sticky or gritty or weird or dirty or gross. It just feels like drier, and it doesn't look as oily, and it gives me a lot of volume, but in a really just pleasant texture. And I feel like it gives me more volume in the rest of my hair than I get first day. So you know, he's just fussing. He's probably fine. Alright, so now it's been like 6 hours and maybe I can finish recording this video. The baby just would not fall asleep for a nap. Wouldn't do it. So I had to nurse him to sleep and just stayed in there because I can't move him to the crib anymore. He always wakes up. Like, it's just, we had to move the mattress down and it's just too far to transfer him without him waking up. Normally, you know, 95% of the time he can fall asleep on his own without any issues, but I don't know what was going on this afternoon. He couldn't do it. He's napping right now. I kind of convinced my husband to take Colin outside because he was getting a little crazy and I thought I could take this as an opportunity to finish this video. So I think I was just extolling the virtues of the Detox dry shampoo, so I'm just going to move on because I'm sure I talked about way too much about that. So the next thing I'll talk about is just like warm, not even warm, like neutral to almost a little bit cool brown, kind of smudgy smoky eye. You know, smoky by my standards, which is not like super deep and dark smoky, but just kind of the effect of going darker to lighter, basically. So what I've really been liking to use is the Laura Mercier, I think it's called like a Longwear cream eye pencil in Espresso. This came in a kit and it was old and it was dry when I got it. So it's not the best. I'm guessing they're not this dry normally, but right now it's quite dry. But the advantage is that it doesn't, if I get it in my upper waterline, it doesn't transfer down and go migrate underneath to the corner of my eye, which I have an issue with. This also is a very nice, like, cool brown. On the site, I feel like it says it's a warm brown. I was looking this up, but the one I have is quite cool. And I don't have a lot of, like, good, cool browns that are noticeably brown. So what I like to do is put this in as tight line and also a little bit on like the outer 2/3 or so of my lash line, and then I smudge it, and then I go in with a brown shadow over it. And what I've really been liking for the shadow is it came in this, I think maybe this was one of the, it's called something different now. It was one of the Nordstrom sets, but now Mac sells it. They sell it as something else, like modern something, I think. I don't know. I have a lot of these sets. They're cheaper now. They're not as expensive as they were, and so I feel like they're a pretty good value now. Anyway, what I've been using is a permanent shadow, so it's Cork. But I've been using what was in here. And on the eyes, for whatever reason, even though it seems like it's going to be a really warm shadow, I think it has a little bit more yellow in it, perhaps, and it doesn't look orange. And so I've just really been liking doing, and it has, I think it's considered a satin finish. It doesn't look super matte, but it doesn't look satin, I wouldn't say, to me, to my eyes, to what I think of as satin. To me, satin means there's some visible shimmer, just not a lot of it. Whatever. Those two, really been liking it. And just in general, doing a more kind of like a true neutral, not super warm, brown, smudgy, whatever. If you've been following me on Instagram, I've been doing that a lot. I don't normally get stuck in a rut, but I would say it's just been really a pleasant rut to be in. I've just really liked it. It's easy to do. It's pretty fast. I've been liking that a lot. Another thing I've been using a lot lately is just my tinted moisturizer, BB cream, CC creams. I've been trying to use them up, and I've been liking how easy they're to apply. So I think like my last favorites, I talked about the Buxom Show Some Skin, which is kind of the walking the line between tinted moisturizer and a light foundation. But these are, this one is a pretty strong coverage, as is this Rachel K CC cream. So the Rachel K CC cream, I bought this through Lisa D1's site, and it is unfortunately discontinued. It's very pink. So I don't wear this alone in general. I mix it with the Paula's Choice Barely There Sheer Matte Tint. So I have, and this is level 1, I have issues with when I apply things with my fingers that they settle into my pores. I have a whole video about it, and I feel like I should do an update on that, because I've found a lot of things to work with that and products that don't cause that. So maybe I can kind of share what I found. So anyway, like today I'm wearing those two mixed, and this is a little bit dark and it has quite a strong yellow beige tone to it, and this is quite light and has a pink tone to it. So when I mix them together, it just gives a little bit more of a natural but still pretty light tone that doesn't settle into my pores. This also is a little more sheer, so it kind of makes it a little bit less coveragey. Really been liking that. I can skip my regular SPF because those both have SPF in them, so that's kind of a one and done. I like to be able to, you know, glop on as much as I would need for a regular SPF to get the effects and just skip the SPF layer. I am talking in circles. The other one I've been liking to use is the Perfect Cover BB Cream from Missha, and this is shade number 13. This one's just a good color for me. It's pretty beige. It's quite light, so I've been liking those. I hate that this has a scent and it drives me crazy. It is a little bit rich and kind of more moisturizing than I really need. So sometimes I'll wear a pretty mattifying primer in my T-zone, and that sort of helps, but whatever. It's fast to put on. I appreciate that, and it does 2 steps into one. So I've been liking that a lot. As far as blush, if you, Instagram, I've just been wearing these 2 blushes almost exclusively. So this is the Colourpop blush in Aphrodisiac. I've been wearing this like crazy. And I apply this sometimes with fingers, sometimes with a brush. And it seems like it's going to be darker based on this, I feel. But it's really not that dark, especially if you apply it with a brush. You can definitely take your time, build it up. And so yeah, it's similar to this. I did want to show this again just so you could see, like, color wise. There is a little bit of shimmer in this blush, though I never notice it on my face. But like in swatches, I will notice that there's a little bit of kind of sparkle, very micro fine sparkle. So there's that one. I can build it up more so we can kind of compare the colors. There's a little bit more pink in the Too Faced, and this one's a little bit more kind of peachy brown. So they're both, I feel like they work with a lot of different eye looks, just very easy. And combined, like especially the Colourpop one with the brown eye, it can go very kind of monochrome, which is, I think, fairly in the moment currently. So yeah. Another thing that I've been really kind of rediscovered here in the past few days, because I wanted to try out to see if it was completely dead or if I could still use it. And this is my Colourpop gel liner in Best O. So it's kind of a plum burgundy type shade. I feel like maybe there are more options for this now, but probably 6 to 12 months, I'll say, ago, I just gotten in my head that I really wanted a burgundy eyeliner, and I was having issues finding a good burgundy liner. Stila has one. The Black Honey Clinique one might be the color that I was looking for, but I was specifically looking for a potted gel liner or cream liner. And so I ended up getting this, and the texture on it isn't the best. I've already, as you might be able to see, I've already had to stir it up once. And I might need to do it again because the center is seeming usable, but the edges are seeming not so usable. And that's the liner that I have on today. And I think with my eye color, it's just a really pretty color. I have, one of my eyes is just blue, but the other one has, like when I was 16 or so, some yellow spots started appearing in my right eye, so it looks more green. So this liner kind of enhances the green look to this eye, and I don't know, I kind of like that. And I think it looks nice with the blue, but I do think it looks better on the greenish eye. So there is that. So I'm curious. I did buy this fairly soon after they launched that formula, so I do wonder if maybe the formula is a little bit better now. I also had issues with the mechanical pencils that I bought that were really close to when they launched, and I have since bought some more and not had issues, so who knows. But yeah, I've really been liking that lately. Still like totally devoted. Thank you, Sandra, TT Sandra, for the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. I don't think I have used any other brow products since I have bought this, and I love it. I haven't dyed my eyebrows in quite a while, and I'm still just using this. I think it will look a little bit better once I dye them again, because it will, right now they're getting light, and so the effect is pretty subtle just because it is more of a blonde option. So once I dye my brows, it will just add a little bit more warmth without it being orange or red. This is very much like a golden tone. I think it's super natural, especially if you're blonde, just to use this color. I love that the formula is not super gloopy. It has a very small spoolie, so it's easy to use. I'm just in love with that, and I did buy a backup of that because I wanted to have one ready. You never know when they might like discontinue something, so I'm ready. I think the last thing I'll talk about is this Maybelline Master Prime primer. I'm not really sure which one this is. It says Prime and Smooth Base. No, I think it's just Prime and Smooth. So I had bought this like right after it came out, and I feel like when I bought it, they didn't have the other varieties, or they weren't marketing the other varieties. I'm not really sure, because I know now that there are multiple ones, and I'm not really sure which one this is. It's not the one that's like opaque, and it's not the one that's really shimmery, but there is like some subtle shimmer to it. So what I like about this is, especially if I wear a matte or satin shadow over the top, it gives it like a little bit more of a natural sheen to it. So I don't know, I really like the finish of this. I think it's really nice. I don't think it's the best primer, and I don't think it keeps things from creasing that well. If I have something that's prone to creasing, it's probably going to crease by the end of the day. But if I have something that's a little bit drier, a little bit better quality maybe, it won't crease. So it's better than nothing. That makes it sound terrible. It's quite a bit better than nothing, but it's not the best primer that I have. But I do really like that kind of subtle shine that it adds underneath shadows. It's very subtle, but I do feel like it adds something, so I really like that. I'm still really enjoying my L'Oreal True Match powder. I'm still using it almost every day, and I'm still enjoying using my MAC 133, maybe? I think the big egg-shaped. I just don't want to go grab it. I'm still using that to set my makeup, so I'll say that is my last thing. Oh, can I sneak in this too? I'm still really enjoying this. The Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid in Moonstone. They have a new set at Ulta, which is this and the Pressed Moonstone, and it's a really highly recommend it if you're interested in trying out those formulas and you don't want to buy the full size of either. I think it's $20. I am really super tempted to just buy it so I have another one of these, and maybe include the little one in a giveaway or something. Yeah, such a great value. All right, now I think I'm going to stop talking. Let me know if you have any questions about the products, and if you've been loving anything lately, I would love to hear from you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and subscribing if you do, and I will see you very soon.